Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us for another pathfinding section. I just wanted to come into your space today to ask you very, very important questions. And trust me, whatever your strata is in life, these are questions everybody's battling with. I don't know what you've achieved, and gratefully so. I don't want to know. But you really want to answer these questions for yourself starting today. Five very important questions, and I'm going to have to ask you to answer them today, right today, right? But before I get into that, I want to share this with you. It's something I came across and I find it very, very powerful. And the question is question number one. Um, Here it is. How big are your dreams? Yeah. How big are your dreams? Exactly how big do you think they are? Are you actually dreaming or you just loafing around, loafing about? Are you dreaming? Are you just being suggestive? Are you just, inculcating people's suggestion to yourself? Is it your dream? Is it your own dream? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Whatever you're doing right now, all you have to do, trust me, is stop. Stop. As far as you've come across this video, this clip, whatever platform you're watching it on, just stop for a moment, yeah, and think: Is this my dream? How big is it? How big is it? Am I living someone else's dream? And I'm not saying this. This is no way. This is me. Not. I'm just a disclaimer here, right? I'm not saying you should not, clinch to people's visions to help them fulfill that vision. No, that's not what I'm saying. But then you want to develop a personal vision, right? You want to have your own vision because trust me, the vicissitudes of life are going to take you places. They're going to tempestuous you, and sometimes you're going to ask yourself, is this worth it? And believe me, if it's not your vision, if it's not your own dream, it's not going to be worth it. So the first thing you want to do is get a vision for yourself, for your life, for your person, not for some other personality, your own person. That people should be able to identify you to something, right? And say, well, if it's this guy, it is, if it's this one, this is it. Like, you're looking at this. You want to develop yourself a level of competence in an area that you are driven, right? And that should define you. Not because anybody told you to, not because anybody expect that of you, not because you say that is going to happen, but because you know that, well, this is my vision and I am going to achieve it. Second thing you want to ask yourself: how demanding is this vision? Now, there are two individuals, right? And 5 years from now, you're going to see them. They are everywhere, literally. Two individuals. You can imagine that, two individuals everywhere, ubiquitous state, right? But then you're going to notice around you that 5 years from now, you're going to find two separate individuals around you. One of them is a success. 5 years ago, they both started with same opportunities, same educational qualification, same background, same parental influence, same environmental influence, same social norms, same everything, cultural influence of them, whatever. They started with same playouts of events, right? Same scenario. And then 5 years after, 5 years from now, one is going to be a success, the other is going to be a failure. Now you ask yourself the question, why? Why is it? What differentiates these guys? They had the same opportunities, they could take the same decisions, but one of them decided to, or in some way, some strange way, took all the wrong decisions. And then this other one, a success, it seems as though everything he had the Midas touch, right? Everything he touched turned to gold. Question is why? Now, here's the first question you should ask yourself: what price did that person pay? What price did that person pay? Because nothing comes easy. Everything has a price. You don't have to encourage weeds to grow, right? Every good thing has a price. Let me put it that way. And you don't have to encourage weeds to grow. They will grow out of the crack of a sidewalk. You don't. Like, you don't need to water them. Just a sidewalk, even on concrete, you go on rocks, you find weeds there. Unwanted plant, right? So if you going to have something, but if you want to, nurture a flower, something very beautiful, something that it's worth beholding, you have to sacrifice, right? You have to water. In the Far East, right, there is something called the Chinese bamboo tree, and this tree actually takes about 5 years to grow. 5 years to grow, and within that period of 5 years, every single day, whoever is nurturing, breeding that tree has to water the tree daily, literally daily. At any point you stop watering that tree, is dead. And then after it grows for a period of 5 years, right, to push out of the earth, to come to surface, 5 years, it's unseen, it's invincible. And then after a period of 5 years, it breaks out of the ground. Now within a period of 5 weeks after it had broken out of the ground, it grows 60 feet tall into the air. Now just imagine that, 60 feet tall within a period of 5 weeks. Now the question is, did it grow within 5 weeks or it grew within 5 years? Now, Sila, just think about that. Did it grow within five? And I don't want you to lie to yourself, right? Just be true to yourself right now. Did it grow within 5 weeks or it grew within 5 years? And the answer, respectfully, I think it's obvious. It grew within 5 years, because at any point, whoever was nurturing that plant, was nurturing that tree, stop watering it, it's dead. Absolutely dead. Absolutely dead. Which means without the 5 years of it growing under, unseen, nobody notices it. Without those 5 years of it growing in a place where it's unseen, there will be no 5 weeks of it growing 60 feet tall into the air. So, yes, my question, how demanding is your dream? What do you have to sacrifice? What do you have to forego? What do you have to give up? Because the difference between where you are right now and where you want to be is who you yet to become, right? And in the becoming process, there is a lot of torture. It's hard, right? It's terribly hard, and it's unbearably hard to some people. And that's why it's important, you need to first define first exactly what the dream is, and then how big is it, how demanding is it. Third question, are you willing to meet that demand? Yeah, are you willing to meet that demand? You can't lie to yourself, right? You can't pretend. You don't read because somebody told you to read. You don't read because I recommended a book to you, right? You come to the platform and I tell you, go read 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, or go read what's it called now, by Sun Tzu, Act of War by Sun Tzu, or go read Magic of Thinking Big, or go read The Power of Positive Thinking. You don't go read all these books because I recommend them to you. No, you lying to yourself. You read because you are on a journey in search of knowledge. You read because you don't do things because you're trying to impress anybody. All right, you don't do that. That's the most, that you don't have a lot of time. You don't have time to live for yourself and for other people. You don't. You only have the time to live for one. So you have to choose right now. Are you living for yourself or are you living for other people? And if you decide to start living for yourself, right, the pretense is unnecessary. You don't have to pretend. You just need to be genuine and true to yourself. Be genuine and true to yourself, and get willing to pay the price. Get willing to pay the price. Stop pretending and stop eyewitness shadow, just hypocritical activities. You don't have to do that. And I'm saying this to my generation, right? Wherever you're watching me from, whatever platform you're seeing this on, don't live the fake life. There is a price to be paid. There is a price to be paid. And if you pay that price, trust me, these are laws in the universe, right? Whoever sow it, reap it. Period. That's it. And you can't sow grass or you can't sow grain and reap beans. Not possible. So you're sowing laziness right now. You're sowing procrastination. You're sowing party. You're sowing expenditure. You're sowing all these negative sides of life, and then you expect to reap something positive in the future. It's a big no. It's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen. So what you want to make sure to do right now is ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price this is going to take? If you're not, then maybe you need to find something else, right? Or maybe you need to start to examine your intricate inclinations. And I mean that very deliberately. You need to determine how you've been programmed. You need to ask yourself, well, okay, fine. I just said I will not be able, I'm not willing to pay this price. Why? Is it because this is how my parents have programmed me, that when something gets hard, it's best to quit it? So you need to start questioning your inclinations, your tendencies. And if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. So ask yourself, Am I willing to pay the price? Yeah. Fourth question you need to ask yourself, right, is how will it feel if you achieve that goal? How will you feel? How will it feel for you? How is it going to be? What's the state of utopia? What's the feeling like that you going to have if you achieve and then travel there? I think it was Dr. Norman Vincent Peale that says this. He said, practice something called back from the future thinking. Yeah. So you go to your where you want to be, who you want to become. You go there. You go there right now. Right now. Just travel there. That person that has that Bugatti, whatever you want to achieve, whatever material things you want to, just travel there right now and sit in there. Sit in there. And then look around.